Angels roll in the dusk each night. Tires burn the track white hot bright. Quebec West, we race to be kings, chasing tomorrow with all we can bring. Dirt flies high with every turn. Adrenaline spikes feel the burn. Big blocks rumble under the lights, speeding hearts in northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning hearts in northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. Each lap we take a wild ride. Tracks of gold in the evening glow. Fast and bold, that's all we know. Flash wave colors flash and fade. Every race a new path laid. In the blur of speed we find the racing spirit never confined. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. Drown out all tears. Drown out all tears.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon from the beautiful Weedsport Speedway. As the drivers are up in the northwest of New York here this evening for what is going to be an absolutely wild afternoon of racing action as these drivers get ready to hop out there on the racetrack. Qualifying about to get underway as right now practice just coming to a close, so a couple more moments we'll see this practice session come to an end and all these drivers jump out onto the racetrack here for their qualifying efforts where they're going to try to set themselves up here for a great day at the Speedway, knowing that they want to lock themselves into the 25 car, a main feature event. I do believe it is still 75 laps for this feature event here this afternoon. As Yo Black Phoenix 843, Black Phoenix coming in showing the love with the like on the stream. Eric Tetero, my boy Eric, coming in with that share as well on the broadcast. I appreciate that, Eric, coming in showing the love here in this one as racing action just about to get underway. The Q West Racing League back in action, and these drivers getting ready to go back to battle here for another night of fun and another night of elbows up racing here this evening as they jump out onto the Speedway trying to get their last few moments, the last couple laps here of practice as we do see James Richard out there on the racetrack. Good to see James out there in this number 3 J Machine as that Bicknell Racing Products number 3 ride. It's actually his birthday here today, so a huge happy birthday there to James Richard, turning 18 years young this evening. Just a young lad there. I thought he was a little bit older, but just a young pup out there having some fun on iRacing, helping out the boys, run the league and everything else, and we can't thank James enough for what he does behind the scenes, making everything happen here in the Q West League. If you guys are just watching, just tuning in, or just re-watching the broadcast, jump into the comment section right now and wish James Richard a happy birthday here this evening, as huge happy birthday not only for myself but the entire Q West Racing League. As drivers getting their final couple seconds in here quickly, we will will see this practice session come to a close, and that means our A main feature event right around the corner, and the action is just about to start to get heated up here this evening. So don't go anywhere, because you don't want to miss out on the crazy racing action in store here this evening. We're going to see these drivers jump out there, qualify a couple laps out there on the speedway, and then we're going to see a bunch of heat races, and then that will lead us right into our consolation races, our B mains, A mains, all of that fun stuff, as I do believe we got about 25 drivers loaded in, so I don't think we're going to be doing any consolation races. I do believe everybody will transfer through to our A main feature event, so good news for everyone that showed up, everyone that's out there competing and racing right now for, you know, this top spot, the qualifying and everything else. Even if they don't get a good qualifying lap in, they don't have the turnout that they were hoping for in their heat races, I do believe everybody's going to make it into the show. Nobody is going to go, so they will get an opportunity to continue on racing and battling and having fun here this evening, especially throughout our feature event this evening, as it doesn't show us what the heat race is, but I do believe, yes, we are doing a 75-lap feature event, so that's going to be a lot of fun. 75 laps of racing action here at Weedsport Speedway. Woo, baby, that's going to be fun. This is going to be very interesting. It could either go, you know, really, really good, or it could go really, really bad in a quick hurry. This is a very tough and technical racetrack. You can see kind of how these drivers are going to be running different lines even here in this qualifying session. Some drivers roll in the, you know, middle groove, trying to get up towards the outside fence down into corner number 1 and 2, as they'll hug that inside lane, slide up the racetrack towards the outside wall right there, and then cut back down the racetrack, trying to straighten out that back straightaway. So a couple different driving lines, and that's normally where we see drivers run into problems, especially if they're 2 wide or 3 wide out there. You can run out of room and run over top of each other in a quick hurry, as we do see Patrick Maltis out there on the speedway. But right now it's CJ Levere with the quick time here in qualifying. Oliver Soroas up into 3rd. We now see Matthew Allard up into position number 5. Is Allard there in position number 5, and Maltis there in position number 8. Kevin Hebert out there on the racetrack. Hebert looking to try to lay down a great lap time here on the racetrack in the beautiful 71 ride out there on the speedway. Here comes Tristan Lattiser, as Lattiser looking to try to put down some great laps here as well, as the DIRTcar Dig Performance 92 ride. It's almost a home track here for Tristan, almost a home track for a lot of these drivers, especially the in real life competitors. I know a lot of them, they run, you know, Brockville, Cornwall, a little bit of, you know, Brewerton, Fulton here and there, Can-Am as well, kind of in the mix, as a lot of racetracks up in the northeast in New York State. A lot of racetracks up here in Ontario. Now, not all of them run the, you know, big blocks or 358 modifieds or even the sportsmans on a weekly basis. But we know a lot of these guys running those sportsmans out there, you know, they run a lot of races there in that bordered area with Cornwall and Brockville, and right there going into the U.S. with Can-Am and Fulton, Brewerton, and sometimes making that trip all the way down here to Weedsport or down into Quebec to go to Drummondville or Autodrome there. A couple of those different racetracks that they have there in Quebec, and we see a lot of those guys that race the sportsmans and modifieds there in this series as well. So great to see some of these guys getting maybe a little bit of a home track feel here. That's kind of what we feel with this Weedsport Speedway. It's kind of a little bit more close to home than what some of the other racetracks are. So these guys going to feel right at home in this one. So we do see the 32 of Damian Ward. He's going to jump out there onto the racetrack. Here comes Gabriel Foster right there as well. Foster looking to try to lay down a quick time, as right now it is Elliot Gamache. Gamache jumps to the top of the speed charts here. Quick time for the 20 ride of Gamache. So Gamache, quickest out there on the racetrack. Anthony Rosselli going to jump up inside the top 5. A good lap for Rosselli, and we'll see if he gets a little quicker there on lap number 2. Doesn't look like he he finds the speed that he was hoping to find, as we do see the 4 rider CJ Laverne jumping back out there. Here comes Damian Ward for a secondary lap. Aaron Brown going to jump out as well in the FPM, the Super DIRTcar Series number 56 ride. He's currently 11th fastest on the racetrack as we get a new quick time here in qualifying. It's Logan Herbert. Herbert up to the top of the speed charts here in this one. The 6:11 ride now quickest here in qualifying. He lays down an absolutely amazing lap time. Takes over that top spot. Gamesh now back into position number 2 here for the 20 machine. Laverne back in position number 3 now with Alex Brisebois and Brady Cornett rounding out our top 5. Tristan Lattiser, he's out there on the racetrack. The 92 machine looking for a good run on this extra lap out there on the racetrack. He's looking to find a little something here as down and out of corner number 4 across the line. We'll see if he finds a little extra speed as he's currently the 9th fastest here in qualifying, and he goes to the top of the charts. Quick time for the 92. Tristan Lattiser to the top of the speed charts, and Lattiser will start in position number 1 here for heat race number 1. What a lap and what a drive right there for Mr. Lattiser as he's able to jump up to the top of the charts here and take that pole position away from Elliot Gamesh, away from Alex Brisebois and all these other amazing drivers, and that will put him out in front to start this first heat races. Kara Billy Tabor coming in, showing the love in this one, showing the big love here with that like on the stream. I appreciate that, showing the love, dropping that thumbs up here on the broadcast. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button as we'll get ready here for our first heat race of the day. And starting on the pole in the 92 ride, that is Tristan Lattiser there himself, starting in this pole position to his outside. In the 20 ride, that is Elliot Gamesh. Starting in position number 3 in the Coney number 17 ride, that is Alex Brisebois to his outside. In the Randy Johnson iRacing setups number 7, that is Anthony Rosselli. Supposed to be starting in the 5th position is the 32 of Damian Ward. To his outside, the 71 is Kevin Hebert. Then we see the 18 of Tony Dominguez, the 27 of Benoit Savoy. Matthew Allard going to start in the 9th position with Matteo Bassetti back in position number 10. Joseph Groom going to start there in 11th. James Richard supposed to be starting there in 12th with William Rassin there in position number 13, as Rassin will start there in that 13th position, the back of the pack, but we're yet to see Matthew Allard in the 6th or James Richard in the 3J ride jump out onto the racetrack. As we'll get ready to rock and roll. They'll get ready to start the roll out there on the racetrack. You did see that 32 ride, Damian Ward there in the gray and pink, the Dirty Dig Performance ride back there in the 5th position. He did join the field here, so he will start there in that 5th spot. Unfortunately for Matthew Allard and James Richard, they are not out there on the racetrack. They will have to start from down pit side as we'll get ready to rumble here with our first heat race of the evening. Is Tristan Lattiser out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one. Can he hold off Gamesh, Brisebois, Anthony Rosselli, Damian Ward, Kevin Hebert, Tony Dominguez, Benoit Savoy, Joseph Groom, Matteo Bassetti, and William Rassin bringing up the rear of the field here in this one as we are quickly green flag racing here from Weedsport Speedway. Already a little bit of beating and banging and bumping here. Now we see the 27 ride up into the outside fence. There goes the 18 ride now into the wall, as well as the 27 still pointing in the wrong direction. There is the caution flag. Ooh, baby, well, things getting a little wild right out of the get-go. Contact here out of corner number 4 as drivers try to get loaded up and trying to get onto the throttle. The 17 of Brisebois ends up getting a pretty good piece there of Anthony Rosselli. Sends Rosselli up the racetrack. The 71 and 32 try to cut down underneath of them. They make contact. That gets Damian Ward bent all out of shape here. 71 still trying to catch his ride, and then you see this 27 of Benoit Savoy. He's going to send it into the corner, and the 18 Just gets in there too far. Unfortunate break right there. Tony Dominguez gets in there too far. Hip checks that number 27 hard up into the outside fence. He goes around, and then Tony Dominguez trying to keep himself again out of trouble here and trying to keep that car pointing in the right direction himself. He ends up finding a couple more issues here after bouncing off the 27. Looks at contact there with the 32, then the 19. He gets up into the outside fence there himself. So a little bit of contact, a couple tore-up race cars down into quarter number 1 here in lap number 1 of our first heat race of the day, and we will see that caution flag come out, and we will get ready to try this all over again. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing as you do see heavy damage here on the 27. That car is crab walking here, something in that right rear, definitely bent out of shape, and this thing is looking pretty wild here. This thing is definitely looking like it's going to be a handful. We may have to keep an eye on him here as he does end up making a little contact right there. Look out, Joseph Groom almost into the inside fence right there. Is out in front. It's Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser able to hold down the 4, and he will lead the first green flag lap here this afternoon. So the first green flag lap being completed here in heat race number 1 is Lattiser out in front. It's Elliot Gamesh right there in position number 2 as the Le Group Ultra number 20 ride rolls there in position number 2. Anthony Rosselli back there in third as Alex Greenwald. He's going to sit there in that 4th position on the racetrack as here comes that Dirty Dig Performance number 32. Damian Ward looking, trying to find a way around that 17, trying to put himself into that 4th position. As a little bit of contact right there. Look out, Breeze Ball up the racetrack, down and through the back straightaway. That'll open up the door right now for the 19 riders. Matteo Bizzetti right there ready to strike as the white flag has been displayed. As heat race number 1 quickly coming to a close as Tristan Lattiser trying to hold on to the top spot, looking for the checker flag here in heat race number 1. One more shot there for Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh can't get there as Tristan Lattiser will pick up heat race win number 1 this afternoon. Gamesh, Rosselli, Damian Ward, Alex Priestbaum, Matteo Bassetti, Kevin Hebert, Benoit Savoy, Tony Dominguez, Joseph Groom, William Ratson, Matthew Allar, and James Richard bringing up the rear of the field there in our first heat race of the day. As we'll get ready now for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 is getting loaded into the sim. Each and every one of these drivers, they are looking for the win. As starting on the pole is the 611 ride. That is the Public Enemy Setups machine. The 611 of Logan Herbert to his outside in that 4 ride. That is CJ LeVere. Starting in position number 3 in the 2 ride is the Blackjack Racing Machine of Brady Cornett to his outside the 24. That is Zach Weisenflew. Starting in the 5th position, the Super DIRTcar Series for Full Throttle Motorsports number 56. It's Aaron Brown who will start there in the 5th position. To his outside in the 21A, it's Gabriel Foster. Starting in position number 7 in the 47, that is Matthias Bernatchez. To his outside in the 024, it's Oliver Sorois. Starting in position number 9 in the number 26 ride, that is Sebastian Labonte. To his outside, that is Patrick Multis there in that 10th position. Bringing up the rear of the field here, a tough start on the day for the Public Enemy Setups number 916 machine as Nick Brundage will start back in position number 11 here. No Ralph out there on the racetrack as our admin not out there racing here this afternoon. He will be up in the admin booth making all the calls here throughout this second heat race as we are quickly back to green flag racing as heat race number 2 commences here from Weedsport Speedway. It is the Q West Racing League putting on another great show for us here on this Sunday afternoon as down out at quarter number 4 it will be that 611 ride of Logan Herbert who will lead lap number 1 is door-to-door in a little bit of contact. Back there behind him is Brady Cornett in the Blackjack Racing. Number 2 ride quickly slides up into that second position. Zach Weissenflug could have joined him up a spot now on the Speedway, as the 4 rider CJ LeVere slides back down into position number 4. So the 4 ride back to 4th, but looking to continue to battle underneath that 24 machine for that 3rd position on the Speedway is Aaron Brown in the Super DIRTcar Series Swan Speed Shop. Number 56 right gets bounced around hard up into the outside fence. Nick Brundage nowhere to go. He slams into him. The right front sheared off of the 916 right, and both drivers will head down pit road to get some extensive repairs done here. Watch this 56 just out of corner number 4 here. He's going to get up into the outside fence. A little bit of contact there with the 47 as the FDM machine is bent out of shape. He's trying to get it pointed back in the right direction. Sebastian Labonte, unfortunately not realizing it coming up the racetrack, tail tags him right there, stuffs him up into the outside fence. The car goes airborne. All of a sudden, it lands right in the lap here of that number 916 machine. Unfortunately for that 916 of Nick Brundage, really nowhere for him to go as he slams into the 56, not once but twice as they come together again down into corner number 3, and Brundage even going to get almost hit here by his own tire as it's trying to rejoin that race car. Unfortunately, it is sheared off, and that thing is unfortunately hurting quite a bit. Let's see if we can jump on board here with Brundage and see what Brundage can see from the cockpit here of this 916 ride, as this is going to be a wild view right here as he gets up into the fence there himself, but all of a sudden, here you go, there's the contact, there's the 56, and there he is parked right in Brundage's lap, and a couple big hits right there for both drivers as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing as Logan Herbert leading the way here in this one. Herbert out in front as Herbie looking for another checkered flag here this afternoon. Brady Cornett there to his outside, the 2 ride looking to jump into position number 1 here in this one. And Zach Weissenflug, CJ LeVere, and Matthias Bernatches rounds out our top 5 as we are quickly back to green flag racing here at Weedsport Speedway. Logan Herbert out in front looking to try to run away with this one as Brady Cornett back there in position number 2. Zach Weissenflug right there in 3rd. He's peeking his nose underneath that 2 ride. We see the white flag fly one more time around here for Logan Herbert. It's Herbert looking to try to hold off the 2 right. Cornett coming with one last ditch effort down on the bottom side of 3 and 4 door-to-door, but the outside momentum will pay off for Logan Herbert as he'll pick up the 2nd heat race win this afternoon. Cornett, Weissenflug, CJ LeVere, Matthias Bernatches are top 5 with Labonte, Foster, Maltis, Sorois, Brundage are top 10. They're in heat race number 2. As heat race number 2 coming to a close right there, we'll get ready now for our redraw on the afternoon as Damian Ward coming in with that share on the broadcast. Debbie McDonald also coming in, show the big love here with that thumbs up on the broadcast. I appreciate that, Mr. Damian Ward and Debbie McDonald coming in, showing the love here in this one as we'll get ready for the redraw here. It looks like we're trying to get everybody in there. We'll see if everyone gets set up or not. They'll have to drag me in again here as I don't have permissions, or I don't see the redraw room, so we'll need to be pulled in there. We got to be pulled in, fellas. I don't know where they're at. Where are they at? See if we can get pulled in any second here. Come on now. Come on now. Where are we at here? Don't know where these guys are at. I don't see this channel.
Hey, je suis en train de les écrire.
There we go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The redraw about to get underway. Let's get this popped up and onto the screen here for you. Me fire up. Oh, there we go. And alrighty, well, James, first off, brother, before you get going here, happy birthday, man. Happy 18th birthday.
Thank you.
I didn't realize you were that young until Eric messaged me earlier and said that you were turning 18. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel old now, brother. I feel old. Well, man,
Yeah.
we got another redraw, another great race here this afternoon. I'll let you take over as redraw going to get underway, and we're going to sort out where these drivers are going to start this afternoon.
Good, thank you, Aaron. All right, so the first one to the redraw is Tristan Lauser. We have top 8 to the redraw tonight, and Tristan will start 6th. Tristan, bad luck tonight for him, but it's a 75 laps feature. So now it's Logan Herbert. Logan Herbert will start 3rd. 3rd for Logan Herbert. And then we have Elliot Gamache. Elliot will start 8th. 8th for Elliot. And then we have Brady Cornett. Brady will start 7th. 7th for Brady. And then we have Anthony. Anthony Roselli will start 4th. 4th for Roselli. So we have still some good spot for Zach, Damien, and CJ. Now it's the turn of Zach. Zach will start 2nd. So now Damien Ward will start 5th. So that means CJ Laver will start on the pole. So that's it for the redraw for tonight.
Beauty. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you jumping into the admin booth, keeping these drivers under control here and on your birthday, brother. Hopefully Eric pays you double here tonight for all your extra efforts.
Sure.
Perfect. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have fun out there, and hopefully not too much work for you to deal with this evening.
We'll hope so. Thank you.
Alrighty, there you go. Redraw done here. CJ Laver goes from potentially starting outside the top 5 there, potentially starting in the 8th position this afternoon, to now starting on the pole. So great turn of events there for the last driver drawn this evening. A couple other drivers moving forward, a few others kind of moving a little backwards. But as he said, 75 laps. This is a very long feature. It's a lot of laps. It's a lot of time out there on the speedway. There's a lot of ups and downs that can happen throughout the night, so you just got to be patient. You got to be careful. You got to make sure you hit your marks and keep yourself out of trouble here throughout the evening. As I'm going to get a quick drink in here, we're going to get ready to rock and roll our A main feature event coming up here in just a few more moments. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere as you don't want to miss out on this A main feature event.
Angels roll in the dusk each night. Tires burn the track white hot bright. Quebec West, we race to be kings, chasing tomorrow with all we can bring. Flies high with every turn. Adrenaline spikes, feel the burn. Big blocks rumble under the lights. Speeding hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning hearts and northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. Drown out all tears. Drown out all tears. Angels roll in the dusk each night. Tires burn the track white hot bright. Quebec West we race to be kings. Chasing tomorrow with all we can bring. Dew flies high with every turn. Adrenaline spikes feel the burn. Big blocks rumble under the lights. Speeding hearts in northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Wasting the clock against our fears. Spinning hearts in northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. Moments on crew by our side. Each lap we take a wilder ride. Tracks of gold in the evening glow. Fast and bold, that's all we know. Flags wave, colors flash and fade. Every race a new path laid. In the blur of speed we find the racing spirit never confined. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Wasting the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears. Spinning wheels drown out all tears. Drown out all tears. Drown out all tears.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our main feature event is about to get underway. 25 of the best drivers here in iRacing with the QS Racing League tonight about to get underway in 75 laps as dancing partners get lined up door to door out there on the racetrack. Everybody looking to try to race their way to the front of the field, looking to try to put themselves into the pole position as our redraw has concluded there during the warm-up. Things will get a little bit different. Things will line up a lot different here for all these drivers as our A-main about to get underway. The top 8 will get shuffled around. I believe Lannister will go back to 6th. Logan Herbert will go back to 3rd. Mesh, I do believe, is 4th. I could be wrong on that one, but we will see the top 8 move around as starting in the 9th position is Alex Weedsport. To his outside will be Matthias Bernatchez, rounding out our top 10. Starting in position number 11 is Matteo Bassetti. Sebastian Labonte will start there to his outside. Then we see the number 71 of Kevin Hebert, Gabriel Foster there, rounding out our top 14 with Benoit Savoy, the 143 of Patrick Maltis. And we see Tony Dominguez there in the 18 ride. Oliver Sorois to his outside. Joseph Groom in the 916, and Nick Brundage will round out our top 20 with Aaron Brown back in 21st as William Rassin. Matthew Allard not out there on the speedway to start this feature event as we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. It's CJ LeVere and Zach Weinson flew 1 and 2 down and out of corner number 4 as the green flag quickly into the air. Everybody scattering out here on the speedway. 2, 3, 1. Look out, Brady Cornett almost going around there out at corner number 2. Luckily enough, everyone able to keep their cars going in the right direction. Still a little bit of 2 wide, 3 wide action out there on the racetrack as everybody able to make it one good hard clean lap. And these drivers, they know there's a lot of time. You can be very patient out there on the racetrack. 75 laps. It seems like it's not that long, but really this is going to be a fairly long race, a lot longer than these drivers are probably going to anticipate. So to be patient, to bide your time, keep yourself out of trouble, and keep yourself from having to go down pit side and get repairs on your race car could be the key to success this afternoon. As out in front, we do see Damian Ward. Ward gonna make the move now around CJ LeVere, and Damian Ward gonna jump out in front of the field. So the 32 ride now with the race lead as the caution flag does fly. We'll see if iRacing keeps that 32 ride out in front. Does look like they will keep Damian Ward as our race leader. Is Kevin Hebert. Hebert in the 143 ride of Patrick Multis. Looks like they get tied together here. A little help from Benoit Savoy is the 71 down into corner number 1. There's contact in front of him. Oh, it's Alex Brisebois who gets turned around right there. All of a sudden, Kevin Hebert and the number 27 of Benoit Savoy nowhere to go as you watch the 17 on quarter entry. He gets in a little deep here, almost gets into the 20 ride, has to kick that car around sideways. Unfortunately, the Premier Racing Setups number 26 of Sebastian Labonte gets a little piece of him right there and helps him kind of get sideways, parked there in the middle of the racetrack, and that's where we see Patrick Multis, the 71 of Kevin Hebert, all get tied up in that one. Damage there as well for Tony Dominguez, the 024 ride. He's going to drive in there and get some damage as well as Joseph Groom as they continue to battle down the back straightaway. Everyone trying to get their cars pointed back in the right direction. A lot of competitors getting some good damage right there as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and back to green flag racing quickly here in this one. As quickly the green flag back out into the air as Damian Ward back onto the throttle. He's looking to try to open up this race lead as here comes Logan Herbert. Herbert now going to be starting in that 3rd position, and quickly he'll slide around that 4 line as CJ LeVere as LeVere will slide back into that 3rd spot on the racetrack as Logan Herbert quickly working his way back up towards the front, finds himself now in position number 2, and he's not done yet. He's looking for more out there on the racetrack as Lattiser trying to work his way up inside the top 5 as he battles door to door with Anthony Rosselli. Rosselli trying to keep that 92 right back there, and Bay is there's one of our point leaders right now. One of the drivers battling for the championship. The 20 right of Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh back in position number 7, and looking to try to be a little patient here, maybe biding his time, trying to keep the tires underneath of him for later in this race and trying to make a late race start that we normally see this 20 ride do to get to the front of the field as he's got Brady Cornett right there behind him. Weedsport matches Sebastian Labonte right there in position number 9 and 10. Matteo Bizzetti up and into the 11th position. We have contact deeper in the field, and we're going to see the caution flag come back out as it looks like Joseph Groom and Oliver Sorois going to run into some problems here. Take a look here at Sorois. So Sorois in this 024, and I believe it's Joseph Groom potentially running into problems. Yeah, there you go. You see Groom go around right there. There was more contact down and through the corner here as well. More drivers kind of just getting tied up here in this one. Let's see if we can play this back and give another look at it as a couple of drivers got really bent out of shape right here. Oh, you see the 916 ride. That's Nick Brundage. Watch Brundage. This is where things really get started here on the second caution flag. He's going to end up tanking this infield wall Car gets up on the two wheels. Benoit Savoy has to get checked up. Here's the 56 right. He's trying to check up. Joseph Groom's right in there as well, as the 18 has to try to stay out of that 916 machine of Brundage, and that kind of just got everyone bottlenecked back here at the rear of the field. And as everyone's trying to get themselves pointed back in the right direction, unfortunately for Joseph Groom, he ends up making contact there with the 71 of Kevin Hebert. Hebert sideways, the 11 Ryan turned around and all of a sudden meets nose to nose there with that 024 of Sorowis, and pretty good damage for both of those drivers. Good damage there for Nick Brundage as well, as we are quickly back to green flag racing as Damian Ward, a big restart contact back there behind with Lannister, trying to work his way closer towards the front of the field. More contact there for the 24 ride, as unfortunately Zach Weisenflug got to get stuck in the middle here, and he bounces backwards quite a few positions. A tough break right there for that 24 machine, and he's trying to hold up Matthias Bernatchez and the 26 rider Sebastian Labonte end up making some pretty heavy contact. Now you see Labonte up into the outside fence there in corner number 4. He's trying to get that car down pit road, and that will bring the caution flag out. So this kind of starts a little bit farther forward in front of this 26 ride, as the 47 of Matthias Bernatchez here. There's some contact coming down the back straight away, and all of a sudden, let's play this back just a little bit and just try to see if we get another angle at this one. Is make some pretty decent contact. Zach Weisenflug has been getting bounced around through the middle. He's sideways, unfortunately, for Bernatchez. He gets a piece of him, gets bent out of shape, and just the car pushes up the racetrack, and unfortunately, Sebastian Labonte's already there. Look at Labonte up onto two wheels, right in the rim right there, doing his best Tony Hawk impression as the 47 gets sideways there on the racetrack. He's trying to catch that thing, trying to keep it pointed the right direction. Here comes Labonte. Labonte's just trying to get this broken car down pit road. The 143, nowhere to go. He's going to slam into the back end of him, and that's going to push him up the racetrack here and into the outside fence, and that's where we're going to see this 26 run get stopped on the racetrack, and the caution flag will fly. Heavy damage there for the Premier Racing Setups machine, as another quick caution flag out there on the racetrack as we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Here in this one is quickly Damian Ward back onto the left pedal in the Dirty Ding Performance, and number 32 Ryan continue to lead the way, but we will see the caution flag come right back out. Looks like the admin crew spotted something and want to make sure that we get everyone a fair opportunity, a fair chance here on this restart. So a quick caution flag, an extended yellow flag here to get everyone kind of lined back up and restacked and re-racked and ready to try to do that one all over again. Alrighty, so it looks like we'll get at least one more lap around here. Is the 26 Ryan trying to get himself back onto the lead lap. He'll get a wave around right there, and he will go back onto the lead lap here for Sebastian Labonte. Actually, he may still be a lap down or so, so we'll have to wait and see how this one lines up for the 26 ride, as we should see the lights turn off the official iRacing pace truck this time by the start-finish line, and we get a good look at it right there. The lights do turn off down through corner number 1, so we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Each and every one of these drivers, they are itching to go back to green flag racing. Here in this one is the laps not getting clicked down in a quick hurry here. 4 caution flags already throughout the first 13 laps of racing action. We still have over 60 laps left to go here in this feature event. Let's see if we can get some good green flag laps done up here and see these drivers do get out here under the green flag conditions this afternoon. As the 32, once again, another perfect restart, quickly clears that 611 right. A Logan Herbert slides back into position number 2 here, but he's trying to hold off that 92 is Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser still trying to work down low underneath of that 611 right. We saw Logan Herbert pick up the win in heat race number 2, the 92 line. Lattiser, he picks up the win in the pole position, quickest in qualifying for the 92 ride. In heat race number 1, we saw him get the checkered flag, and unfortunately a tough redraw had him starting all the way back in that 6th position, but slowly but surely working back up into this 3rd position and trying to knock on the door of the race lead here, as he's only a couple spots shy of being the race leader here in this future event. And CJ Levert, the driver who got the benefit of that redraw, started on the pole position early on, slid back a few spots, but still rolling the outside lane here, staying true to it, looking for some extra speed up there, hoping that this racetrack continues to change him. Maybe the drivers around him will start to fall off a little bit more than the four-right and see if he can put himself up into the Weedsport victory lane. As out in front, Damian Ward keeping these drivers back there at bay, as you see Anthony Rosselli trying to work now underneath that four-right for that 4th position. Here comes Brady Cornett, Elliot Gamet there in the 20 right. Zach Weinstein flew back there in position number 8 with Matteo Bassetti there in 9th, and Gabriel Foster now rounding out our top 10. Benoit Savoy back in 11th with Nick Brundage, who had to start at the rear of the field, the 9-16 line. Up 8 positions already and finds himself in position number 12 here on the Speedway. Kevin Ebert, Aaron Brown, Alex Griesbaugh, Patrick Multi, Oliver Sorois, Tony Dominguez, Matthias Bernatchez, Joseph Groom, Sebastian Labonte, Matthew Millar, and William Rassin still off the racetrack, so that means Sebastian Labonte at the rear of the field here. And I do believe he is the one and only driver currently scored as a lap down out there on the racetrack. So a tough break there for the 26 right. He's the open break. Quick caution flag and another opportunity to get a wave around him. Trying to get himself back onto the lead last year, but needs that caution flag to fly in a quick hurry as Damian Ward continuing to lay down some great laps here on the racetrack in the 32. Really starting to open up a gap here over a second, almost 1.2 down across the line between himself and Logan Herbert. As Herbert sitting perfectly there in second, as now we see Lannister in the 4 line of CJ Levert starting to battle a little bit here again for position number 3. Lannister more throughout the middle, drives it back down onto the bottom lane, but that 4 line hooked up on the outside groove and continuing to hit his marks and continue to show some great speed, some great momentum down the front and back straightaway. He's going to stay right there in that fight for that 3rd and potentially that 2nd position as they're starting to close the gap here on the 6-11 right of Logan Herbert. Once again, Herbert falling even farther back away from our race leader. The gap is now 1.8 seconds between Damian Ward and Logan Herbert, as Chrissy Stover says, "Go Ward," cheering on Damian out there on the racetrack as Damian out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one, as Chrissy also coming in with that like on the broadcast. I appreciate that, Chrissy. There's some great racing action all around the speedway. Everybody trying to work their way towards the front of the field. You see Zach Weisenflue, who started on the outside of the front row. He's fallen all the way back now into that 8th position, but he's trying to battle down in underneath of Anthony Rosselli for position number 7 as the 7 line runs there in that 7th position. A bit of a battle brewing here for position number 5 as Elliot Gamet trying to hold off Brady Cornett, but also trying to play a little offense here, seeing if he can try to work his way around that 4 line of CJ Levert, as well as you do see Gabriel Foster in that 9th position as the 27 of Benoit Savoy right there underneath him. Here comes that 9th line of Matteo Bassetti. They get a little log jam there in a corner number 2, and tight racing here between the 21 and 27. That's going to bring the FEM Super DIRTcar Series number 56 right. The Swan Speed Shop and Aaron Brown right there into that fight as he is right now on the outside of a transfer position looking in. Bassetti back now into the 12th position as Nick Brundage still trying to work his way up and through the field. He's going to get some pretty good contact right there from the 71 line as Kevin Ebert almost rams him there into the outside wall down through 1 and 2. Alex Griesbaugh right there into that battle in the lap down 26 as Sebastian Labonte rolls there in that 20th spot. And a great break there for Labonte as Sebastian was still in the pre-pass position. The lucky dog spot out there on the racetrack. The caution flag will fly as the 43 of Patrick Molt is going to go around here. Wait and see if there's any contact between him and Matthias Bernatchez, as Bernatchez right behind him here, but we see the 43 dang the outside fence. He's just going to tag it. The car digs in. up and over it goes after climbing that outside wall, and he'll take that thing right down pit side, and that will put us back under our 5th caution flag of the day. As we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one, as we do see Nick Brundage down pit side here as well. So Brundage down pit road getting some work done here to the 916 machine. We also saw a couple other drivers down pit road as well, as he's going to head down there looking to get that thing repaired, looking to get back out onto the racetrack with hopefully not losing a lap or anything else, and rejoining the field right here at the tail end of the longest line. And we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. So some craziness already here in this race. A couple caution flags, a couple decent green flag runs right there, and all of a sudden we find ourselves less than 50 laps left to go here in this main feature event. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family today, as we'll get ready to stack them up, get ready to play here again this evening. The racing action about to get started all over again out there on the racetrack. Is woo, doggy, this has been a fun one. This has been a lot of great racing, a lot of back and forth out there on the speedway, and these guys have been putting on a heck of a show for us here this afternoon, as the banner mixed up here a little bit. Change it up there a little bit. Let's see if the logo's there as well, as we are back to green flag racing here in the Q West Racing League. As the green flag back out into the air, the 32 of Damien Ward with another good restart. Able to keep these drivers back there at bay, but he does see his 2-second advantage evaporate out there on the racetrack, and now he's got that 611 of Logan Herbert looking right there to his outside. Herbert going for the race lead there, door to door out in front, as contact and carnage unfolds back here behind him. Another yellow flag and another restart about to commence here, as I do believe down across the line the 611 rider Logan Herbert was scored as our race leader, and that is unfortunately going to move Damien Ward back into that second spot here for the next restart. As we'll take a look here, look like the 24 ride potentially getting tied up in this one. Zach Wise in blue, door to door here with the 21. Him and the 2 ride make some contact, and the 27 comes in there as they get checked up right in front of him. He doesn't realize that, ends up slamming into the 24 ride. He kind of gets pushed up into the 2 even more, launches over him right there, hard up into the outside fences. He's going around. You see Matthias Bernatches here, and everyone trying to get checked up. Alex Priestball, the 18 ride. Everyone's trying to stop here on the racetrack. Unfortunately, a lot of drivers getting tore up here once again, as I believe that is Alex Priestball who ends up on his side right there. And then you see the 24 airborne again as well, and a lot of tore up race cars right there down through corner number 1 and 2. As we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one, as Logan Herbert back to the green flag. Herbert quickly back onto the glow pedal here in this one, looking to try to run away with this one, as Gracie says, I can't wait for races. I miss it so much. Yeah, we can't wait either, man. Real life racing, nothing beats it as they stack up again down and out at corner number 2. We got a parking lot here on the front straightaway. More contact and another caution flag here this afternoon, as mayhem here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's the best way to sum it up. Mayhem out there on the racetrack. Let's take a look back here. It looked like the 4 is CJ LeBaire, the 2 of Brady Cornett, the 7 of Rosselli kind of all get tied together right here, as the 2 Ryan going to slam into the back end of the 4. I do believe LeBaire, I don't know if he just checks up here trying to get a better turn off corner number 4. He gets a shot though from that 2 Ryan, and then all of a sudden everyone just got nowhere to go here. The 4 right there, there's the contact up and off of the front wheels, nothing he can do, slides up the racetrack into the 7 ride. Rosselli doing a great job quickly getting onto the brakes right there, as you do see Benoit Savoy getting tied up in it. The number 26 getting a little damage. The 47 of Bernatches, he gets in there as well, but man, a great piece of driving here from Rosselli to be able to kind of anticipate that and get on the binders quick enough with the 4 ride really out and underneath of him here. He doesn't really get a good look at this, and all of a sudden, just bam, right there, just like that, on the brakes. Everyone else sliding around, crashing here, going around, and he's able to get onto the binders there and avoid heavy damage and avoid going into that outside fence on the head-on collision there. So a good piece of driving by Bernatchez and a great piece of driving by the 7 ride of Mr. Anthony Rosselli. Now, Rosselli did go to the rear of the field here after making a pit stop, making sure that there was no damage done to the front left of that 7 right. Probably not a awful call to head down pit road and double check, make sure there's nothing wrong with that race car as he rolls back out onto the speedway. We'll get ready to roll back to the green flag out there on the racetrack, as it does look like we will go to single file restarts here, trying to get some more laps under our belts this afternoon, as we're about halfway in and halfway to go of this feature event down across the line. As the 6'11" rider Logan Herbert leads the way with the 32 of Damian Ward and the 92 of Tristan Lannister right there in tow. The 20 now up into position number 4. That's Elliot Gamesh there in that 4th position, and the 21 of Gabriel Foster now up and inside the top 5. Has nice and easy down the back straightaway. Logan Herbert looking to try to pick up another checkered flag here on the series as the 20 of Gamesh trying to hang right there with them, knowing that these two may battle in our final race next week for that championship, as I believe tonight is that penultimate evening, the penultimate race here this afternoon for the series. Next Sunday will be our season finale. Then we'll be going, I believe, sprint car racing on the Sundays after that with a different series. So this one coming to a close in a quick hurry. I hate to see it go, as these drivers put on one heck of a show week after week after week, man. Always some great racing, always a lot of fun and excitement out there on the racetrack. And as of right now, another great show here at Weedsport, as we are definitely over halfway in on this race, and we'll jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to wait just a little bit longer for the Peacemaker Gaming crank it up, as the caution flag will come back out here in this one. So just talking about it, and all of a sudden we see these caution flags fly as the Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. Caution flag going to come out here, as we'll take a look as Anthony Rosselli going to run into some more problems here. Watch that 7 ride. Oh, things getting tight right there in front of him. Tony Dominguez trying to keep himself from going around, and then down into corner number 1. He's just going to send it in there a little bit too far. Ends up not looking past the air cleaner here, and he's going to end up getting a piece of that 7 rider. Rosselli, unfortunately, through the slick stuff, getting jacked up like that, losing all that traction. 7 ride just gets turned around, pointing the wrong direction now. There goes our race leaders. He does take it down pit road and out of the way as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, that will hold him down pit road, and he'll end up a couple laps down, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. The lights are back off here this evening, as Chrissy Stover says April 18th needs to come fast for me to go race. Let's go, April 18th. That's a good day, man. It's a good day. Any day you can be at the racetrack. Any day you can be watching drivers out there on the speedway battling out there. It's a good day. It's a good day for everybody. That is for certain. As we are back to green flag racing. Logan Herbert with another great restart there in that Public Enemy setups. The speed by Shaw, number 611 Ryan leads the way as Damian Ward, Tristan Lannister, Elliot Gamesh, and Gabriel Foster are top 5 out there on the racetrack. Here comes Aaron Brown, Benoit Savoy, Kevin Hebert, Nick Brundage, and Sebastian Labonte now running out our top 10 on the racetrack, as we will jump into our Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver. Alrighty, as the caution flag will come back out here in this one, that will bring a close to our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So a good crank it up right there. Each and every one of these drivers giving us a quick sights and sounds around this beautiful Weedsport Speedway. As the yellow flag will come back out, we will take a look and see what brings this yellow flag back out here on the racetrack, as I do believe some issues here for the number 19 of Matteo Bassetti. So the 19 ride, the blue and white ride there in the middle of the racetrack, rolling just inside the top 10 on the racetrack, up on the high side groove here, ends up getting into the outside fence pretty heavily here. Then contact off with quarter number 4 between him and Brady Cornett. Bounces the 19 off the outside fence. Let's take another look at it right here, as they were 3 wide for a split second. The 19 way up the racetrack, unfortunately getting a great run in. Getting into the end of the 2-rider, Brady Cornett. He gets stumped up into the outside wall. Pretty heavy contact right there for him as he climbs that fence, and the car gets turned around, parked there in the middle of the speedway. Now you see Joseph Groom and all these other drivers trying to get around here. He's actually end up going to get a piece of Joseph Groom, and Groom's also going to go for a little bit of a slide down the front straightaway. Great piece of driving there, trying to keep that car putting it in the right direction and keep on rolling there on the racetrack, as the yellow flag being displayed here again this afternoon, and we'll take another restart to see who can try to potentially pick up the checkered flag here, as we'll go back to green flag racing with about 20 laps left to go here this evening, as Debbie McDonald says, keep digging Damien. Cheer on Damien out there on the racetrack. Chris, he also says, go Damien. Cheering on Damien out there, as well as the 32 will once again start in position number 2 here on the restart, as the 6-11 ride of Logan Herbert. Herbert out in front, leads the way here in this one, as he gets another great restart, another great run in quickly. You see that battle starting to brew for position number 3, as Tristan Lannister rolls the outside lane. The 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh down low, still trying to work underneath him here, as there you go. You see a couple different driving lines for all these competitors, some different moves around the speedway. Each and every one of them starting to find different lanes, different alleys to try to find that speed out there on the speedway, as the 6-11 ride of Logan Herbert continues to show them all how to get it done. It's Damian Ward right there in tow with Ellie Gamesh in that 3rd position. A great run as well for the 21 ride there. Gabriel Foster up into position number 5 here. Foster trying to hold off that 56 ride, as Aaron Brown started outside of our top 20 here this evening. Started at the back of the pack in the 56 ride. Now up 16 positions, rolling there in that 6th position, trying to work his way up inside the top 5. A miraculous run from the doghouse, almost up to the penthouse here for that Super DIRTcar FTM number 56 machine of Aaron Brown, as he does clear the 21 ride there down the front straightaway, and Brown now up 17 positions and inside the top 5 here this evening. Benoit Savoy back there in position number 7 on the speedway. Savoy still trying to rebound from a couple early wrecks on the speedway, as we do see another caution flag fly. So another yellow flag out here on the speedway, and another opportunity for drivers to either make a mistake or try to take advantage of a late race caution flag here in the Q West Racing Leagues. The 4 ride, unfortunately, going to run into some issues here. Looks like Eamon Oliver Solois and the 9-16 ride and Nick Brundage get time together as contact right there. CJ LeVere just gets in a little too deep. He's going to end up tanking the back bumper here of that 024, and that's going to spin him around right there. There's the contact. Unfortunately, just jacks up that 024 ride of Soroas. Nowhere for him to go. CJ LeVere going to get more damage here as he bounces off the 24. Nick Brundage there, nowhere for him to go as he slams into the driver's side door of that 024. Hopefully all 3 drivers are okay. Pretty good contact and pretty good damage for all 3 of them, but looks like they'll keep on rolling there on the speedway, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing, as out in front it is still that 6-11 right. Logan Herbert is another late race restart here with the Q West Racing League. And it is Logan Herbert who leads the way, gets a shot in the back bumper right there from the 32 of Damian Ward. As Ward giving him a shot in the shorts, down and out of corner number 2. Herbert able to use that to his advantage, quickly opens up a bit of a gap between himself and that 32 ride. Is now Damian Ward trying to hold off the 92 ride. Is Lattiser trying to work his way back up towards the front of the field, see if he can try to run down our race leader, as Elliot Gamesh now trying to battle here for the 4th position as Aaron Brown continues his march towards the front of the field here. Brown sits there in position number 5 on the racetrack, looking for that 4th spot from the 20 machine, as you see Gabriel Foster right there in 6, Benoit Savoy, Brady Cornett, Zach Weisenflew, and Alex Brisebois now back up inside the top 10, as well as Sebastian Labonte there in 11th with Kevin Heber, Matthias Bernatchez, Matteo Bizzetti, Oliver Sorois, Joseph Groom, Nick Brundage, CJ LeVere, Tony Dominguez, Anthony Rosselli rounding out our top 20 out there on the racetrack, but it's all Logan Herbert. Herbert and Damian Ward, 1 and 2 on the racetrack. Less than a couple feet separate both of those drivers, as Herbert looking for a great run down the back straightaway, trying to open up at least a car length lead between himself and that 32 ride, looking for another big run down the back straightaway, as Damian Ward, Tristan Lattiser, they're in tow, and they're looking to try to find a way around Logan Herbert here late in this race, trying to steal what could be a big win away from him here this evening. There's only 9 more laps left to go here in this one. Only 9 more circuits for these drivers to figure things out here at the beautiful Weedsport Speedway. Is down across the line, 8 laps. 8 laps left up onto the board. Who will find their way into victory lane? Who will get the job done? Will Logan Herbert hold on and hold these drivers off, or will we see that number 32 of Damian Ward find his way finally around that 611 ride and back out in front to lead this race? It's going to come down to the wire here this evening, as Herbert just trying to kind of throw some blocks, trying to take and put a little dirty air onto the front nose of that 32 ride, and trying to keep him back there at bay, trying to keep him on his toes. Is that 32 with Damian Ward? He doesn't want to run right in the tire tracks of that 611 ride. He wants to move around the speedway and try to find a little bit of speed somewhere else and try to use it to his advantage to jump up and beat that 611. But that lap, he does lose quite a bit of time right there to that number 611 ride. So Damian Ward sliding back just ever so slightly, losing a couple car lengths there over the last few laps, and that's making this 611 of Logan Herbert feel a lot more comfy. But that won't make him comfy, as the caution flag will come back out. The caution flag will fly here with only 4 more laps of racing action here this afternoon, as Joseph Groom in the 11 ride. He's going to run into some problems here. Let's keep an eye on this 11, the RMS number 11 machine, as it's a little bent out of shape right there. Almost ends up making pretty good contact with Oliver Sorois in that 024, and it kind of just gets him bent out of shape here a little bit. He sends it in there deep, kinks it out sideways, trying to stay out of that 024, and unfortunately down to the slick stuff, that car just wants to keep on turning down the racetrack, and Nick Brundage coming in with a big head of steam, hoping to be able to wash up towards the middle of the racetrack there. The 11 right all of a sudden was in the middle of the racetrack. They make contact, and around goes Groom out there on the speedway. So another late race caution flag to mix things up here with the QS Racing League, as this will be an absolute shootout here to the end of this race as the lights are off. The official Iowa Racing pace truck, and we get ready to go back to battle here this afternoon. Nose to tail out there on the speedway. The pace truck will make that hard right-hand turn back down pit road as we go back to green flag racing down across the line. Only 3 more laps left to go here in this one. It's Logan Herbert out in front. Herbert looking for the checkered flag after a great restart right there. Quickly opens up a couple car lengths between himself and that number 32 of Damian Ward. Ward sits there in position number 2 with Tristan Lattiser there in 3rd. The 56 of Aaron Brown now up into 4th as Elliot Gamesh into that 5th position. Is out at corner number 4. The white flag will fly here for Logan Herbert one more time around for the 611 machine. Nice and easy down through 1 and 2. He'll take it for the final time. Down the Weedsport, back straight away. Slides it down through 3 and out of that corner number 4. Back down across the line. It's Logan Herbert who picks up the checker flag here at Weedsport Speedway. He's a pretty chill guy, and he will find his way into victory lane here this evening as he'll pull it up onto the big mound here on the front stretch at Weedsport Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for Logan Herbert as he gets the job done here in this one. Damian Ward gonna come home in second, and Tristan Lattiser will round out our top 3 here this evening as they get lined up there on the hill here at Weedsport Speedway. Give them a shout, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Our top 3 here this evening. What a run, what a race, and what a performance here out of each and every one of these drivers. We'll get ready to pull them up and into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Post-race interviews going to come up next here. We'll get ready to pull these drivers into the booth and get ready for some post-race action here as Chrissy says, go Damien again. Debbie says, good race, some good racing out there. Definitely some good racing, a couple caution flags, but that's that's kind of regular here at Weedsport. It's very, very tight. It's very technical style of a racetrack, so these drivers making a little contact here and there, having a few yellow flags. It's to be expected at a style of a racetrack like this one as we'll get ready to pull our race winner and the rest of our top 3 up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Logan, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Logan, man, another great run, another great race, and another checkered flag for you here in your historic iRacing career as a lot of big wins, a lot of great racing out there on the racetrack and throughout your career, man, and another one here tonight as you're able to race your way once again back up to the front of the field. You battle tough there. Takes a little while to get around Damian Ward, but once you did, you never looked back as you were able to keep your foot in the throttle, keep that car hooked up, whether it was on the bottom side or the high side, and drive it home for another big win here at Weedsport Speedway, man. Take us back through this one and what's going through your mind right now as you park it up in victory lane.
Yeah, we started off good again. Like, qualifying is one of the most important parts of racing, and qualifying second and starting on the front row of the heat race and winning that really set us up good. We got a little bit of luck with the redraw. We redrew third. Usually we're back in like 7th or 8th, and so that really helped me. I kind of knew I could save my tires there at the start, and about like lap 30, lap 35, we had a restart, and I just went through the middle and got 2 at once and took the lead and tried to save him for about 15, 20 laps, and then just took off there at the end.
Absolutely. Well, he definitely took off, and he landed it right in victory lane here this evening. Logan, another big checkered flag for you here in the Key West Racing League, man. What does this one mean for you? Not only as a tough competitor wanting to win every race you load into, but also for your championship hopes here. I know the season's winding down. We got one more race to go as this was the penultimate race. How you feeling going into that championship weekend, knowing that you might have an opportunity here to pick up this championship?
Yeah, it feels good. We just got to stay consistent, keep our heads down, and roll into next week like nothing happened, and race smart, know that we're contending for a championship, and just be fine with the top 5.
Absolutely. Well, we can't wait to see you back out there. But, Logan, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance again here this evening from Weedsport Speedway?
Yeah, everyone at Public Enemy Setups, Sean McPhee, Joe Venditti, you for broadcasting, James and Ralph for putting this on, and Eric. And that's all.
Beauty. Well, Logan, a great run, a great race, and we can't wait to see you back out there for Championship Sunday next weekend, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, whether or not it's for becoming our champion or maybe winning another race or maybe both of those here next week.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night, and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Logan Herbert. Herbert picking up the dub here in this one as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here, the 32 ride, Damian Ward. Ward coming home in position number 2. Let's pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Damian, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
No.
Damian, brother, a great run and great drive here in this one, man. It looked for a little while that you were just going to pull away and pull this 32 right up and into victory lane, but a couple of those late race caution flags there, unfortunately, given golden opportunities to, Lannister and Logan Herbert, and all of a sudden Herbert with a great run to your outside and able to jump up and steal this race lead away from you, and you tried to battle back, trying to find a way back around him here, just couldn't quite get the run you were looking for there on Logan here late in this race, and he had to settle in for a second place run, but man, it was a valiant effort, and being out in front, battling hard all evening long, you got to be pretty happy with the outcome here this evening.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. I didn't qualify too hot, and I just kind of snuck into the last redraw spot, and I knew just being in the top 8, I'd be fine. Definitely made a quick charge. I think we had the lead by like lap 3 or 4. So that told me that everybody didn't know that the bottom was in, and I used the warm up kind of as a feeler for where I should be on the track. And the bottom is in. I kind of thought that just rolling the bottom was going to save my tire a little bit. I was being really gentle, but apparently not. He got that run on the outside, and I didn't think it was going to be there, so I didn't really make my car wide enough, and that was enough for him to slip by. Still was faster there towards the end, but just the track got super slick and I couldn't really make a move anywhere. So I had to try something on that last restart, and I tried to give him a shot and getting him on the right front and push him tight, but it didn't work. And we finished second. I'll take it though. Definitely a good race. 75 laps here definitely is long and tiring.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a very tough racetrack in 75 laps. There's bound to be a few caution flags. We did see a few of them out there, so a bunch of restarts for you guys to have to deal with and trying to get back into the swing of things and relearning kind of your entry points or what the car is really going to do as you get back up to speed and you send it back down into corner number 1. Sometimes, those tires can fade away in a quick hurry, and this being such a technical racetrack to really navigate around when you're lining up 2x2 with drivers and you're battling door to door, it gets very tiring. It gets very stressful in a quick hurry, as you never know if you're gonna get into the binders a little too much and have someone run over you from behind, or someone in front of you will check up and not have enough time to really react and get out of the way or get onto the binders yourself, and that's where we see a lot of those caution flags fly. But being out in front, winning a lot of laps, you only had to worry about what was on your back bumper there for a lot of this race until later on you had to try to figure out a way around that 6:11 ride. You fall one spot shy though, you park it up still on the podium. Damian, a great run, a great race, and a solid performance out there on the racetrack, man. Who would you like to thank for such a great drive this afternoon?
I think you for putting up the stream, obviously. We love to have all of our races broadcasted, definitely. Big block modified racing is not as popular, so to be able to have the broadcast up, all the guys that aren't in the league or all the family that wants to watch, that's really great. I gotta thank Eric, Raphael, and James. I gotta thank those guys for putting this on. They're doing a really good job. That track was really fun. I don't know if it was racy because I wasn't really far towards. I was up front most of the race. There at the end, though, it was very racy. It was quite equal, and Logan's a good driver, so it was just really hard to get back around him. And he was really smart and kept the car wide. I got to thank Logan, Tristan, CJ. Those guys were all clean. It was definitely fun. Elliot was even there giving me a run. It was definitely fun. Got to thank those guys. I got to thank Caleb Durgan, Kenny Cudney, all the sponsors on the car, and yeah, I think that's about it. We'll be back at Oswego next week for the final race of the points, and that's definitely my little honey hole. So we'll see how we do there.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there in next week's season finale there at Oswego Speedway, and even a longer race than this one, 100 laps on the docket for next week's feature event. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting to see what everyone's going to be able to do. And now hearing that it may be a little bit of a honey hole there for you, and potentially a, check mark into the win column for yourself next Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun to see, Damien. We can't wait to see you back out there, see you back up here potentially in the broadcast booth, and maybe one spot better up into victory lane to finish off this season.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a great race next week. It's going to get right around the bottom, right around the top. It's going to be a great race, and you won't want to miss it.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Damien, good luck out there. Have fun, and we can't wait to see you back on the racetrack next weekend.
Thank you. I'll see you then.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Damian Ward as Damian coming home in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that number 32 machine as we'll get ready. What time is it next week? It'll start around the same time, just after probably 8:15ish, somewhere around there, 8:10. So just slightly after 8 o'clock Eastern time is when we'll be live with this series again on next Sunday afternoon. And unfortunately, that'll be right in the middle of the Super Bowl, which is going to suck for me. I want to watch my Eagles play, but nonetheless, we'll have it up on both streams, and we'll also have it on YouTube. It'll be over on Facebook and Twitch as well, so you can watch it on any of your favorite viewing channels and be able to have some fun and watch these drivers duke it out and beat and bang and battle out there on the speedway as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here this afternoon as the number 92 comes home in that third position. He's up here in the broadcast booth right now. Tristan, brother, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Tristan, man, a great run and a great drive here for you this afternoon, man. Obviously, bound to start in the pole position. Then the redraw comes out. They set you back into that 6th spot, and quickly you battle yourself up through the top 5 into that 3rd position, and then you're trying to figure out just a way to kind of get around Damian Ward and Logan Herbert there for a little while. We see you get up into 2nd, then back into 3rd, and then battling there with Ellie Gamache and Aaron Brown and Damian for a lot of laps, and unfortunately just kind of running out of time there late in this race and just couldn't really make the moves that you were looking for to try to slide back out in front.
Yeah, redraw's not been too nice to me this year. I don't think we've redrawn better than 6, but I know it's just it's a little tougher starting from a little further back. You don't want to use up your tires, especially in these long races, and you got to use them up to get closer to the front, and then everyone just kind of settles in. It gets real hard to pass, especially at the end. I tried beating the boards down. It just wasn't much tire left, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely a very slick racetrack. A lot of slipping and sliding around on the speedway, and a few caution flags to give you guys a couple golden opportunities, a couple chances to really try to make some moves. But as you said, it kind of seemed to balance out a little bit out there. The bottom side and the outside lane looked like they were roughly around the same speed, so you couldn't really make a whole lot of passes unless if you were able to pull a slide job off or anything else. And with obviously the 32 and the 611 of Herbert really running that inside lane there late in this race, you couldn't really find anything to try to make those moves.
Yeah, no, especially at Weedsport with its weird kind of D shape and going into turn 1. If you're going around the top, you kind of have to slide through the bottom middle, and if there's a guy running there, it kind of ruins your whole run. A couple restarts midway through the race, I still thought I had to save. I think if I would have maybe pushed a little harder and kind of settled in, blocked for the rest of it, I could have came out a little better.
Absolutely. Well, something you can put into the notebook for the future, not only for for iRacing, but also for yourself if you ever tend to take your sportsman here for a little bit of racing action here at Weedsport, as I know they a lot of good racing, a lot of absolute amazing action here at Weedsport, and I know you're not too far away from it, so I don't know if it's ever out of the question, brother. You think you're ever going to come here in real life and run Weedsport?
Well, it's not part of my regional tour, but if like sponsor money comes up and opportunities show up, openings throughout the season, we might be able to make an appearance out here.
Absolutely, brother. Well, it's definitely a lot of fun out there at Weedsport. We've seen some pretty crazy action there, and a lot of fast cats, from Ontario, Quebec, and obviously New York tend to think they're sportsmen's there. Usually once a year we see some pretty, crazy events here, some big money races going up here at Weedsport. So maybe one of these days we'll see you there as well. But Tristan, a great run and a great drive here on iRacing. Another third place finish here for you as our penultimate race here on the season comes to a close. You park it back up on the podium, man. Who would you like to thank for another great run and another great drive out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, I'd like to thank DIRTcar Performance. I'd like to thank Mr. Radiator, Glengarry Truck Center, Gators Metals Recycling, and everyone else that helps out on this car, friends and family.
Absolutely. Well, Tristan, a great run, a great drive here tonight. We can't wait to see you there in the final race in the championship race here next Sunday at Oswego Speedway. And hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better and picking up the checkered flag there in our season finale.
I got hope.
Beauty, Tristan. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher as Tristan Lattiser comes home there in position number 3. A very solid run, another great drive there for the number 92 machine here this evening. Now, I do see James Richard in the interviews room here. I don't know if James wanted to hop in here and say anything or not. I'm not 100% sure. Well, we'll wait and see if he jumps in here. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this afternoon. The racing action coming to a close. All the battling, all the back and forth, all the beating and banging, the elbows up racing in the dust, settling here at Weedsport Speedway as our penultimate race of the season coming to a close here in this one. The championship points there getting tighter and tighter, and with that final race coming up next Sunday, there's a lot on the line, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of money up for grabs as well for those drivers in that championship hunt. So you're going to want to make sure to tune into that one, and we can't thank you guys enough for tuning in here tonight. Any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers, or anyone that came in and just showed the love with the likes, the comments, the shares, I appreciate each and every single one of you. And I'll see you guys back in here tomorrow night for some racing action of our own. We got another league tomorrow night to broadcast, so we got racing pretty much every single night of the week. It's not always dirt track. We're sometimes out there on the asphalt as well, and kind of back and forth, just kind of wherever the the opportunities present themselves for myself for the broadcast. So whether it's dirt or pavement, we like to expand all and take all ventures out there and try our hand at everything. So a lot of fun doing both of those, and it's going to be some more great racing tomorrow afternoon with the Bulletproof Motorsports Series. Then Tuesday we get another good race as well, as Chris says you will be on tomorrow. What time? We'll be live probably before 8 o'clock tomorrow night, before 8 o'clock Eastern time, probably just shortly beforehand, 7:50-ish area, 7:45, somewhere towards that spot is when we'll be live tomorrow evening for our Bulletproof Motorsports Late Model Series. So we'll see the asphalt late models tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're going to be running, but it's short track racing. It's elbows up racing just like this, and it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of craziness as well. As Chris says, I am in New York. Let's go. Nice New York. That's a beautiful area, man, especially the northern region of New York. So beautiful up there, man. There's so many great towns, great little racetracks. A lot of fun there in New York. I'm just across the border just a little bit up in Ontario, so it's a lot of fun. I can almost see Rochester from across the lake, as I'm right there in Prince Edward County, but very close to it. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in, showing the love here this evening, and we can't wait to see you guys back in here tomorrow in this one. As Chris says, I don't like the snow. Yeah, I don't think anybody likes the snow. I wish I didn't live somewhere where I had to even see or experience snow. I wanna be able to live at least half the year, somewhere where it's never snowy. Come back up here when it's nice and beautiful up in Ontario and around New York and everything else where it's beautiful up here. But as soon as that cold starts to set in, I want to be down south. I want to be down in the warmth and not having to shovel or deal with ice or snow or anything else. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm out on that. But unfortunately, we're stuck up here for most of it. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, and I will see you guys all back in here tomorrow night, and we'll see you guys back in here for this race. As Aaron Brown says, so glad I finally had a good run. That was fun. That was a ton of fun, man. That was a ton of fun. Some great racing, some great action, and for Mr. Brown, a solid drive, man, a top 4 run after starting at the rear of the field and being able to work that 56 up through a lot of the craziness and everything else and a lot of that carnage, man. That was a great drive. Great performance out there on the speedway. Listen, again, I thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I will see you guys back in here tomorrow evening. But thank y'all for watching. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Angels roll in the dusk each night. Tires burn the track white hot bright. Quebec West, we race to be kings, chasing tomorrow with all we can bring. Flies high with every turn. Adrenaline spikes, feel the burn. Big blocks rumble under the lights, speeding hearts in northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Wasting the clock against our fears, spinning hearts in northern nights. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. We take a wilder ride. Tracks of gold in the evening glow. Fast and bold, that's all we know. Flags wave, colors flash and fade. Every race a new path laid. In the blur of speed we find the racing spirit never confined. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Wasting the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears. We live for the rush, feel the fire. In the dust our dreams climb higher. Racing the clock against our fears, spinning wheels drown out all tears.